happiness. I may put a little 2 right there, like key to happiness. I didn't mention this last night, but I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get close. The little heart there for the love and for the love letters that I put there. The words love, I'm sorry, and I added that little heart. So I think it really turned out pretty. And I just wanted to see that it is cuter than you think for a very inexpensive project. I honestly would say it cost about $1 to make, because you can get many of the those large wooden sticks for a very inexpensive price, and you can do a lot of fun things with them. And the reason I did it, I wanted to do an easy craft that we could work on together to so you can kind of get to know who I am. So moving along, like I told you last night, let me move the camera. We will be working on a new project. Let me fix this camera. A new project that I spoke with you about. There are a couple people on YouTube that I admire. I think they're very sweet, and sometimes I get this thing inside me that says you have to do something nice for them. And I love to craft. I love to create. I may not have done it all my life, but in some ways I was always kind of a creator without knowing it. So I have this dollar store frame. It's silver. They're not made very well, so you really have to be careful when you paint them and do all the things you do. I took the backing off in the glass, pulled up the little little pinch things they have so you can put it back in the frame. And what I'm going to do tonight is show you how I prep this to paint it a color. I decided on this beige color paint. It's a multi-surface paint. They're only like 57 cents in Walmart, or they're a little more expensive in AC Moore, but I go to Walmart to get them. So they have some colors in the Dollar Tree, but there isn't much of a variety there, so I usually just go and get them in Walmart. So moving along, and I'm checking to see this thing is still on because I don't want any malfunctions tonight. I will be stopping and starting so I don't bore you to death. But the first thing we're going to do, I have rubbing alcohol. And the reason I do this is take all the oil and different residues that are on the frame. I don't want to leave anything on there that would keep it from the paint adhering to the frame itself. So we're going to put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on here. And I'm hoping I got everything set up so that I don't have to go all over the place. There we go. To leave you and run and get things I need. I have some old paper towels here. I'm just going to rub a little bit, just a little bit, over the frame itself and get all the residues off because the paint adheres better. And then the second thing I'm going to do is I am going to use a white chalk paint. That's not the color that the frame will be, but I'm using this white chalk Waverly paint to put a base coat on because I don't know how well with this frame. It's like a kind of a shiny material. It's plastic, I guess. And I want the paint to adhere. What in the world is going on with this tonight? I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I knew this was going to happen. You're right there. Okay. I think because the paint is dried out, it was giving me a rough time opening. Next time I'll stop the tape. Sorry about that. So the first thing we're going to do is start painting this frame. Waverly White. It doesn't matter. I like to use a bigger brush. To apply the paint. And like I said, this is just a base coat. We're going to put on here real fast. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just a nice little base coat so that hopefully the original color I'm putting on here adheres to the plastic. And then in the end, to give it a little extra oomph, I call it, I add decoupage. And I have this right here. I'm sorry, Mod Podge. To give it an extra shine and protection of the paint. So I hope everyone is doing well. If you want, I would love to hear from people. I have a couple lady, Kim, she's always giving me spiritual uplifts to say, keep on trying. I'm not doing so well with my subscribers. I think I have like 27. I know, it's funny, isn't it? But I'm not giving up hope. I'm hoping that I can hang in there and keep this thing going. All right, so after we get this painted, you see how fast it is? It's like no problem at all. We're gonna let this dry. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go off camera so I don't bore you to death during the drying time. And we are going to put the next color on, which I have chosen this. It's kind of like a beigey, brownish color paint, coffee colored paint, because I think I told you last night we are using, I am going to have, I always do personalized things. And this lady, she is a coffee lover. I mean, every time I see her on her channel, she has a cup of coffee. And I'm a coffee lover, like you wouldn't believe. And when I see her drinking that coffee, it just makes me feel like I'm at home with her having a cup of coffee. So I know she loves coffee. I had a little bit of a problem trying to find the stickers, but I found them. They were only 75 cents. So we're going to use this color, and I have the stickers ready to go, which I think are amazing. They have like a coffee cup, coffee beans, you know, like a takeout coffee cup, just everything coffee. I think they're pretty cool. So that we're going to be decoupaging, Mod Podging them onto this frame. After the color is on the frame and it's all dry, then we start the embellishments. But the first thing I have to do is make her a dry eraser box. I just like adding them because they have a little bit extra, just a little extra shine to them, I call it. I make the boxes, and we can also decorate the boxes so that they look, you can add some embellishments on the boxes. And of course I will give her a white eraser. If you want to ever see one that I made, go to Widowed Mom Raising Two Sons, Chris Snyder. Go to her channel and check out her friend mail. I'm not sure which one it is, but in one of her friend mails, you can ask her to show you the whiteboard that I made her. It was totally personalized for her personality. So anyway, I'll be back after this dries, and I will go to the next step. Take care, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, I'm back. Believe it or not, I walked around and did a couple odds and ends to make sure I was ready with everything here. And this frame with the chalk paint is pretty much dry. And I'll tell you why. Because I put a fan on it. And it kind of helped it along a little bit. So I have my paint here. Oh, and yeah, I have, can you see? It's a latte. I make my own. And like I said, one of these days I'm going to take you into my little kitchen and show you what I have that makes me want to get out of bed in the morning. Mornings are horrible for me. I'm in excruciating pain. I don't think anyone could ever imagine. I know a lot of people are in pain, but it's rough, especially in the morning. Anyway, getting back to positivity. We got our little stickers, but they're not going on yet. Got our paintbrush. I have my paint. It is the multi-surface, and the color of the paint, I had a feeling someone was going to ask me that, is, the color is Desert Sand. Acrylic craft paint, multi-surface. The brand of it is Nicole's Craft Studio. I use a lot of this paint, and it's always worked well for me. Okay, so let's move this thing along. I think I'm going to change paint brushes. Okay, it doesn't, like I said, the white base paint, the chalk paint, it doesn't have to be perfect. I always keep a paper towel with me so I can dry off the brushes, or if I make a mess, you know, always helps. So I think I'm going to move you down the best that I can. Okay. No, not good enough. Okay, I hope that's okay for you. I wish I had one that was kind of up like that, but I'm gonna have to get a taller one. I did get a new one, but this one's kind of not as good as I thought. Anyway, okay, let's do this. So I have plastic on my craft table here. It's just a basic. It's just a basic crafting. Wooden table that my dear friend gave me when I moved into this senior apartment. I can't stop laughing when I say that. I don't know what the hell's the matter with me, but oh, I'm sorry, I cursed. I don't know, it's hard to believe I'm so old, but I am. I do feel it. I feel it physically, but not mentally. But it is what it is, and I'm making some nice friends. And it's nice to be independent. That's the best part about it, is that I'm independent. I'm not driving my daughter nuts. I'm doing the sides, because you definitely want to do the sides to give it a finished look the best that you can. And just remember, they're dollar store frames, so they're not the best made frames, but you just make the best out of it, because they really are cute little crafts when they're finished. This paint is so nice. I really like this color for coffee. Okay, let's get back here nice. I like about a paintbrush like this, like a flat base for painting these picture frames. Did I ever tell you guys I have 6 grandchildren? Ages 21 to age 5. In fact, my youngest will be 6 this month. And I adore them. 2 are one's in college, another one's going into college this year. My grandson Aaron, he's got one, I think he has 1 more year of high school. And the other ones are little, but very smart kids, and I'm very proud of them, all of them. Christian, he's my heart. I watched him a lot when he was a baby because his mom had to work so much, plus she was in college full time. And Julian, I just got through living with him. He's my heart. And I think he's a little mad at me because I moved out. I can tell. But I love them to death, all of them. Chloe's the baby. She's the angel. Okay, we did it. See how fast that was, folks? All right, closing up our paint. Waiting for the next move. Now, the next move, like I said, is I am going to Mod Podge, use Mod Podge. This is a matte finish, water-based sealer, glue, and finish, and it'll give it a nice protective shine. All right, and over here, I have my glass and back for that I deal with last. Now, while this is drying, I'm going to set it up so that we can start working on our white, oh my gosh, our little pencil box for the white eraser. The white pen, white dry eraser, and the little string that I put on there and attach it so that it stays with the box. Just something a little extra. So I'll be back and we'll work on that. Hello, I'm back again. And here we are. I figured while the paint was drying on the whiteboard frame, I would show you once again, and I'm not going to do the whole thing in front of you, but I wanted to remind you how I make my boxes. And another reason I have you on here is because I want to also tell you that I have tons of ribbon, and if you don't believe me, check this out. These are a lot of my crafting supplies, and this is not half of them. And I went through all my ribbons. I have some really pretty ribbons. And I thought, what am I going to do? What color should I choose for this coffee frame? And these are the only 2 choices that I thought would work. And this is a brown, like a brown shiny ribbon that I'm using this to wrap the base of the pencil case. And then I also have this. It is a burlap wired, and it has a beautiful, it's kind of like lacy look to it. And I'm like, oh gosh, which one am I going to use? Now, we're not ready to do it, but these are the 2 choices I came up with. This one's a kind of pretty base for the pencil box, and this one's kind of brown that goes with the coffee theme. So I'm going to think it over, and then I'll be back and decide what to do. But for now, I want to go over this again. I have the, okay, let's see, okay, let me move it back here. All right, I have my hot glue gun on, and I always make sure I have 2 extra glue sticks right in front of me so I don't have to run and go get more glue sticks. Sorry, I had to get a cup of that awesome latte I make. Okay, so the first thing, if you weren't here on my last video, we have 5 of the larger wooden sticks. And what we're going to do is we are going to glue together 2 sticks. My grandson Christian, he's 12, smart as a whip. He was watching a few of my YouTube channels, and he told my daughter, he says, Grandma did another YouTube, Mommy. And he gets a kick out of it. He thinks I'm so funny. I really am when you get to know me. But he's getting a kick out of it. I said, you know, Christian, you're never too old, honey, to reinvent yourself. I'm going to kind of smear it out a little bit so that it dries faster. So you have this, okay? And this hot glue dries pretty quick, but be careful because sometimes it doesn't dry quick enough and then it ends up bending on you and you got to hold it again for like 10, 15 seconds until it sticks. Okay, now, after you got the two sticks together, see it's still sticking. We're going to, here's your base. This is going to be the front of your pencil case. It's going to be like this, but we're going to add one and then another one on top. So we're going to glue the side of the two sticks that are together. Try to keep it on as best that you can. And we are going to lean it so that it stands upright onto the base. And hold it. Got to have a little patience for this part. The fun part for me, I don't mind putting things together, but I absolutely love doing the embellishments. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to put on there? What do I have in my stash that would work? It's just fun. And you want to, you know, you want to make the person happy. And I made Chris Snyder one. Not that she asked me. She didn't ask me for one at all. She didn't even really know me, honestly. But I just wanted to do it because she loved her dogs, and she was telling me how she was a widow, and I was like, I bet you I can make her one. And I added some of her dog features. She has cute little dogs. All right, now that that is stuck together, is sticking, we're going to add one on top of that one. I tried my best to have a steady hand to get this glue on there. And we're going to put that right on top. Try to center it the best that you can. Kind of eyeball it. This one's slipping away a little bit. And I'm going to check the back and make sure. See, it's a little crooked. So while it's still wet, try to straighten it out. Try to straighten it out so that it stands up straight. And then I'm going to take a little glue. I think I need a new glue stick. And we're going to glue the back just to smooth it out a little bit and have an extra added. And then we'll smooth this out. Adherence to this so that it's not going to come apart. I just smooth the glue down so it dries faster. That's so. So your little box looks like this. It's not, it looks like it's a little bit crooked, but don't worry too much because I'm going to be covering it up with the ribbon. So this is what it looks like. And the last part, which isn't my favorite thing to do, but it's the only way to make it work, is to make your ends. So we're going to make two ends, one here and one here, so we have to cut them to fit. All right, so you get my trusty scissors out. And I think I told you before. If I didn't, I'll tell you now. This is the box. The part that faces the inside of the frame, try to make sure it's the straight edge because it'll adhere better to the picture frame. So we have two here. I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. Very sorry about that. Someone was knocking at my door. Okay, now here we have the box. And we're going to glue these to the side. We'll do the bottom one first. And like I said, make sure the straight edge is facing towards the side that will be adhering to the picture frame. So actually it is the side away from this. This is going to be facing out. See how fast that darn glue wants to run away with me? After I do this one side, because I've done this before, I'm going to go off tape, off video, and we're going to wait for this. I have the fan on it drying, but it's pretty wet. And I'm probably going to come back tomorrow, and we are going to embellish it. We are going to put it together piece by piece so that you see how I make these cute little frames. They're absolutely adorable, and I have so much, I use mine all the time to write myself notes. And I have one that I made in my bathroom without a pencil box. I just sort of made it into a picture. And every day I think I write notes in there, uplifting notes or spiritual, biblical sayings, whatever I'm feeling that day. And when people go to use my bathroom, they always compliment me on that little picture. Okay, this one we're going to glue the top and a little on the side and the side. I used a lot there, but I think this is needed. And I think I forgot to add the glue. There we go. So we got our sides. And make sure you don't get burnt like I just did. Be really careful. This is. I have a glue gun that has two temperature gauges on a lower one and a higher one. But if my gun's on long, you're going to get burnt no matter how low the temperature gauge is. You're going to get burnt. So don't let it fool you. I've had some bad burns on my hands where it just like blistered and the skin, it was horrible. And with me being on chemo, it's no joke. Okay, so that's how it is. And like I said, tomorrow we're going to come back. That's the side. I'm going to finish this side tonight. And then you have your box. And it goes on to the frame this way. If this were the frame, we're going to adhere it this way. We're going to pick out, tomorrow we'll decide. If you guys would like to say something about what color you think I should wrap that pencil box in, the brown or the burlap with the lacy material on it, let me know. You know, I think you guys made a great choice on the other one, on my wreath up there that I'm going to give away. So I'll go with what you think. You can let me know tomorrow when we finish this up. So have a great night. Once again, please help me get to 100 so we can give away that wreath. It's beautiful. I want someone to have it. I also want to I am excited about it, and it gives me a lot to look forward to, and I appreciate meeting new friends and talking to people from all over the world, not the world, but in the state. And so ring the bell and like my videos, and I'd appreciate it. And tomorrow we're going to finish this up, and we're going to have a ball, and I will reveal who it's going to. I made up my mind. I'm going to reveal to you who it's going to tomorrow. So tune in. Take care. Peace. Godspeed.